and gentlemen, before we start the ceremony, I've just got a few housekeeping announcements. We're not expecting a fire today, so if the fire alarm does go off, it's a real fire, so we do need to evacuate, follow the hotel staff to a safe place. Please could you make sure your phones are switched off or switched to silent before we start. Ben and Celine have asked that during the ceremony you don't take pictures. This is because we've got Ellen, who's our lovely photographer today, and she wants to see your faces throughout the ceremony rather than your phones. There will be an opportunity to take pictures when Ben and Celine have signed the schedule. I'll invite you up to take a picture then. But during the ceremony, and now we're just going to wait. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for coming to the beautiful Burley Manor Hotel here, in the heart of the New Forest, to celebrate the marriage of Celine and Ben. My name is Bridget, and my colleague today is Sue, and we are both registrars and members of the Hampshire ceremonies team, and we are delighted to be with you here today. I have the great pleasure of guiding Celine and Ben through their vows and promises today, and Sue will have the very important task of witnessing and documenting the marriage. So marriage tradition gives the opportunity for a bride's hand to be given to their chosen partner in marriage, and today that honour falls to the lovely David. So David, I just need to say this does not symbolise the loss of a daughter, nor does it in any way relinquish any responsibility, but it signifies the approval of the decision that Celine and Ben are making today. So David, if you would like to just take Celine's hand and pass it across. Step forward, lovely Ben. That's great. No, actually Ben, if you just step along the side, just that way. And I'm just going to ask you the question, David. Are you bringing Celine happily into the love and care of Ben?
Yes.
And do you support them both and wish them every happiness together in their future lives?
Yes, I do.
Perfect, that's the right answer. Take a seat, thank you. Thank you very much. So, just shuffle over a little bit. That's perfect. Beautiful position. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my duty to inform you that the place in which you are now met has been duly sanctioned according to the law for the celebration of marriages. So before we commence the ceremony, I must ask you both to state your full name. So Ben, could you give me your full name, please?
Yeah, Benjamin James Pollard.
Wonderful. Celine?
Celine Chapman.
Super. It's always a relief at this moment in time to know we've got the right people in the right place at the right time. So this is a very special day for Celine and Ben, as this marriage ceremony provides the opportunity to bring their wonderful family and friends together to share what is at heart a very private moment between two people. You will all become part of wonderful memories today as they make their commitment to one another. And without doubt, I'm sure you'll be helping them celebrate later. So you are all here to celebrate and witness the joining matrimony of Celine and Ben. However, it is at this point that I must ask if anyone here present knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now.
She was ready to shout something then.
Celine and Ben, your relationship has grown from strength to strength, and you now have made a decision to make a commitment to each other. Marriage is a promise made in the hearts of two people who trust the love that they have found. Marriage is a partnership in which each can grow to be their true selves while sharing in the development of each other. Marriage is a statement to all of those around you of what the two of you already know, and that is that you have found such love you now wish to spend the rest of your lives together. And today, you will affirm your relationship by offering each other the security that comes with legally binding vows sincerely made and faithfully kept. So before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you are about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into life to the exclusion of all others. Marriage is not to be entered into lightly, nor is it likely to be set aside. Today is a confirmation of your commitment to each other, to share love, friendship and support for each other, both in times of joy and in times of sadness. So I am now going to ask each of you, in turn, to declare that there is no legal reason why you should not be joined together in marriage. So Ben. We're going to start with you. Okay. I declare that.
I declare that.
I know of no legal reason.
I know of no legal reason.
Why I, Benjamin James Pollard.
Why I, Benjamin James Pollard.
May not be joined in marriage.
That's
alright. May not be joined in marriage.
May not be joined in marriage.
To Celine Chapman.
To Celine Chapman.
Well done. Celine, your turn. I declare that.
I declare that.
I know of no legal reason.
I know of no legal reason.
Why I, Celine Chapman.
Why I, Celine Chapman.
May not be joined in marriage.
May not be joined in marriage.
To Benjamin James Pollard.
To Benjamin James Pollard.
Perfect. So Ben, do you promise to love and support Celine and remain by her side whatever the future brings?
I do.
Perfect. And Celine, do you promise to love and support Ben and remain by his side whatever the future may bring?
I do.
Great. Perfect. Which leads us perfectly to the moment where Celine and Ben will contract their marriage before you all. So if you are able, could I ask that you please stand? So marriage is not only a legal contract between two people, it is a bond based on trust and respect that will hold the two of you together for the rest of your lives. You have turned to face each other and you're holding both hands, which is perfect, because you are about to make a verbal contract before your witnesses, and the vows that you make, you're going to make to each other. And these are the words that are going to make you husband and wife. So although I'm asking you to repeat after me, could you make sure you say them to each other? All right? So let's go first with you, Ben. I, Benjamin James Pollard.
I, Benjamin James Pollard.
Take you, Celine Chapman.
Take you, Celine Chapman.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my wedded wife.
Perfect. Celine. I, Celine Chapman.
I, Celine Chapman.
Take you, Benjamin James Pollard.
Take you, Benjamin James Pollard.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
Wonderful. I think that deserves a little round of applause. Wonderful. So please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. So it's now time for Celine and Ben to exchange their rings. The ancient and traditional way of sealing a marriage contract is by the giving and receiving of a ring. A ring is an unbroken circle which has no beginning and no end, signifying the unending and everlasting love that you two have for each other. So I have seen these rings. They were last in the safe hands of Matt. So Matt, if you'd like to step forward, please come forward. Thank you. Open the box. Wonderful. Ben, if you could take Celine's ring and place it on the third finger of the left hand, just to the knuckle. Perfect. And if you could repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
as a token of our marriage.
as a token of our marriage.
I promise to love and cherish you.
I promise to love and cherish you.
For all that you are.
All that you are.
And all that you become.
And all that you become.
Wonderful. Push that ring right on that finger. Perfect. Well done. Celine, if you'd like to take Ben's ring and place it on the third finger of his left hand. And repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
as a token of our marriage.
as a token of our marriage.
I promise to love and cherish you.
I promise to love and cherish you
For all that you are.
for all that you are
And all that you become.
and all that you become.
Perfect. Nose down. Whether you are together or apart, let these rings be a constant reminder of the lifelong vows and promises that you are making to each other today. Wear them with pride and happiness today and always. And thank you, Matt. That was a perfect job. So, Celine and Ben, today marks the start of an important and exciting journey in your lives together. And as of this moment, you can now say to the world, this is my husband and this is my wife. Marriage is the joining of two people, the union of two hearts. It lives on the love that you give to each other and never grows old, but thrives on the joy of each new day. Marriage offers the opportunity for sharing that few other relationships can equal, and we hope that your marriage enjoys the closeness of a couple growing together with enough distance to remain an individual. You will have a vision for the future, and it needs constant tending to handle the pressures of everyday life. If at times that vision becomes a bit blurred, I ask you to remember what brought you together today to this very moment and this place. May you always be able to talk things over, confide in one another, laugh with each other, share your hopes and dreams, and enjoy moments of quiet and peace. And may you remain the greatest of friends. May the ordinary things you share become special and the special things become wonderful, and above all, may you find a lifetime of happiness together. Celine and Ben, you have both made the declarations required by law saying that you are free to marry, and you have made a solemn and binding contract with each other in which you have promised love, loyalty and commitment in the presence of your wonderful family and friends. So it is with my very great pleasure and a little bit of help from little one that I am going to now officially announce you as husband and wife. You may now kiss your beautiful bride. and gentlemen, that almost concludes the ceremony here at beautiful Burley Manor Hotel. Let me leave myself and Sue to wish you a very long and happy life together, and we hope you will have, despite the weather, an amazing time celebrating it today. I'm going to ask you, I've just checked the venue, we can actually throw confetti inside, so if you could get your confetti ready, and if you would all like to introduce to you, for the very first time, the very happy and very new Mr. and Mrs. Pollard.
How much of the stag do you Oh, look at that pencil. Get that.
Thank you all for coming here today and welcome you to the celebration of Celine and Ben and their marriage. This is a special occasion. Not just for Celine and Ben, but for Debbie and myself. Being a parent, You know that one day your child will grow up, find a partner, leave home, and start a new chapter in their life. You also wish, in our case, that your daughter the very best from life and hope she will find the right man. A man who will love her, cherish, and look after her. Made the right choice. Celine and Ben have formed their own unique partnership, bought a beautiful home together, and are working together to build a strong, secure future for themselves, 2 guinea pigs, a rabbit, a hamster, and watch his face, maybe something else. Celine introduced Ben to our family over 5 years ago. He very soon became part of our family unit. We have seen Ben change. He has worked hard for his career in the oil industry. And it was 3 years ago when Ben came to me in private, a little bit shaky, a bit nervous. And he asked me for my permission to marry Celine. I wasn't too sure, I did say yes. Not long after, he planned a romantic proposal down on one knee. On the island of Tenerife, little did Celine know at the time he'd been filmed by her friends. The moment captured the start of their united bond together. And now in the presence of you all here today, they've officially declared their love for each other in marriage. My wife Debbie and I have watched Celine over the years grow from a little girl into this beautiful woman. And looking at her now, we're proud to make this. I have to praise Celine for planning this wedding. She's made all the arrangements, taking charge of ordering the colours, flowers, all aspects of the wedding, even down to the shoelaces, and also emptying my wallet in the process, which has been well skilled at over the years. Celine spends most of the time texting, something as old is find hard to accept. I recall one message she sent me, which was extra special. It read, "It's National Superhero Day today. Just to let you know, you're my superhero. Always have been, always will be. I don't know what to do without you." This was followed by, "Dad, can you?" Here we go. It usually means what to give to my pockets or do some work for her. And over the years, Celine has given us so much pleasure, watching her grow, achieving her goals, watching her jump out of a plane at 15,000 feet through the clouds. A thrill she can never forget, like today. Sitting here now on cloud 9, a head full of dreams all coming true. She is a girl with drive and passion. One thing we've seen in Celine, she is a caring and compassionate woman who makes decisions, takes control, and knows what she wants for the future with Ben. Please raise your glasses. Celine and Ben.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Celine and I, we're really grateful to welcome you all here today. We are so pleased to have all of those who mean the most to us take part in the best day of our lives so far, especially after the year we've all had. Special thanks go to my mum, Matt, Dave and Debbie, who have helped me today the best way we could have asked for. I'd also like to take a moment to say how stunning our bridesmaids look today, and how very handsome our best men are. I'm sure we're doing a great job of entertaining you in a few moments. And of course, I'd like to say how gorgeous my wife is. Not only is she beautiful on the outside, she's also generous, caring, and incredibly supportive, and she's always tried to see the best in me. A good example of this is when I made the decision to drop out of sixth form whilst living in the back of someone's garden. During this time, I felt like the world had fallen in on itself. However, Celine would always see the positives and say how brave and proud of me she was for taking control of my life and taking a new direction. Without a great attitude, and believe me, I would never be in the position I am now. Stand by. I feel so lucky to have such an amazing wife who will always be there for me, rain or shine. And although my dad isn't here today to see us get married, I'd like to think he would absolutely love Celine and be so proud of what we've achieved so far. Celine, I've loved the first chapter of our lives. I cannot wait to see what the following years will hold, as I promise to try and be the best husband I can be. So I'd like to make a toast to Celine, a fantastic wife, and my best friend. Right, I'd like to hand you over to Harry.
Hi everyone. First, if you don't know me, my name is Sarah, as Ben has said. Just before I did start, I just wanted to mention how good those speeches were. I think we couldn't all agree more that everything that Ben said about himself, Celine, and his father is all completely true as well. So yeah, just wanted to mention that before I started. Just before there's any confusion, there's actually two best men. So after myself, there'll be Matt as well speaking. But we'll get too long, first of all, I just wanted to say how honoured I am to be a best man for Ben. When I was asked the question, I knew I had to say yes, not only because it is a great privilege, but also the moment was being recorded. So. On to the main couple, I thought I'd just go through some notes I've taken. Smart, attractive, funny, beautiful. I can't read their writing from there, but it does go on a bit longer. But I've known Ben since secondary school now, and back then we were these not so popular nerdy kids, whereas now I was sort of debating what to come up here and say. Sorry, I should clarify, we've gone for a slightly different approach for the first two speeches, so just before anyone gets questionable. I was debating sort of what to come up here and say, and I think tradition is to just continuously embarrass the groom over and over again, which we'll be doing. But I thought, I could come up here and pick on an embarrassing moment. I don't know, him drinking too much, getting up in hospital, or throwing up on a closed toilet seat, something like that. But I thought, no, I'll be the better man and not even mention or acknowledge that in front of his friends and family. So yeah, I just thought I'd, also I think Matt's going to cover that part of it more detail. Instead I thought I'd actually call back to a time quite recently now, just a few weeks ago on the stag do in Brighton, that I think speaks a lot about Ben and his hard work and determination. Yeah, like I said, it's a few weeks ago, we were down on the beach, somehow we make it there safely, and we're all extremely drunk, and for some reason that I don't know to this day, a goal is set for Dave to touch the ocean. Sorry, I realise it might be a bit messy for Dave as well, but it's collateral damage. I'm sort of hanging slightly back, not too far, because it's dark and it's bright. but I'm hanging back and I'm watching what's happening, and repeatedly over and over again, David's falling over, and so is Ben, and they're on all fours over and over again, and I notice that Ben continues to go over and over to him and pick him back up from over the floor, and sort of looking back from afar that it's that hard work and determination that I think I noticed that I thought would make him a brilliant husband and father. You might think I'm making a bit more of that moment than it needs to be, given the only obstacle they had to overcome was themselves and some pebbles, and you'd be right as well. But I just thought that was really spoke a lot about Ben, and might be besides the point, but I don't believe they actually made it to the water, so maybe just ignore it, but that's fine. But really the truth is that I've not seen Ben happier since he's been with Celine, and if I know anything about women, and I don't, that's definitely something to hold on to. I've known Celine for a few years now, 4 or 5 maybe, and now I'm saying it out loud, I suppose technically I wouldn't actually know if you were happy beforehand. But what is clear to me is that you're clearly an incredible couple, and despite everything that's happened in the past couple of years, with COVID, not them, just to be clear, I couldn't be happier that we were able to be here and do this today for them. So yeah, again, I just wanted to raise a toast. Congratulations so much to you both, and couldn't be happy for you.
Thanks, Celine.
I'll pass over to Matt, thank you.
Thanks, Harry, for warming them up for me. So, hi everyone, I'm Matt. I'm the other best man. And I know you've obviously already listened to Harry speak, but Ben was too scared to just choose one of us. So, you're going to have to listen to me speak as well, unfortunately. And I thought that proposing to Celine meant that Ben gotten better with decision making, but clearly not. Although I think the real choice that we were both chosen is probably because Ben wants to appoint the best man for the job, but he could only find 2 half-competent ones, to be honest. I'd like to go on to congratulate the newlywed couple on their happy wedding day, and to thank Dave, Ben and Harry for their lovely words before me. And I'd also like to acknowledge the bridesmaids, who are looking gorgeous today, and thank them for the great job they've done. I was actually lucky enough to witness the proposal on the beach in Tenerife, and all I can say is that I had tears in my eyes, but I'm not sure if that was from the high emotions or the food poisoning from the hotel buffet. And I think that'll be the last time that I get the mystery seafood. All jokes aside, it was a truly beautiful moment that I'm glad I could get off the toilet to witness. I'd like to say it was the most gracious I'd seen Ben on a beach, but as Harry previously described, watching him and Dave roll around on Brighton Beach might have actually topped that. I didn't actually meet Ben in person until about a year after we became friends, and that was just because back in those days everyone just spoke through their Xbox. Sometimes I look at him and wish it had stayed that way. Harry was actually the one who introduced us, and I can't thank him enough for that, because I don't know what I'd do without such a caring, funny and handsome friend. I'd probably be a lot happier, but who knows, we'll never know, will we? I'm sure we can all agree on how stunning the bride looks today. Anyone who knows Celine knows that she is just as beautiful on the inside and deserves an equally wonderful husband. I'm just glad Ben popped the question before she could find one. I still remember the day Ben first met Celine and just how happy he was, and I've seen that happiness in him ever since. So for one last time, I'm going to ask everyone to join me in a toast to the bride and groom and to a lifetime of love and happiness.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Would you please welcome to the dance floor, go wild, go crazy, for the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Pollard, Celine and Ben!
From the very first moment I saw you, that's when I knew all the dreams I held in my heart suddenly come true. Knocked me over a stone cold soul without a thing I could say I did. 'Cause baby, when I'm walking you now, my eyes are so wide, I can reach right in my head, turn on the light inside, turn on the light inside my mind.
To join the bride and groom on the dance floor if you'd like to for the first dance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Celine and Ben, your bride and groom. Beautiful song choice as well. I've never had that before at a wedding. That's a beautiful song. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the formalities are over. The ceremony's done. The food's done. Apart from the buffet, that's later. So now, if you want to have a little dance with me, it's time to party. Let's go!
That's
1.